All right, I am here. Today is Wednesday, 5/14/25. Although you will not get to see this video most likely till tomorrow. Because I've been experiencing the fact that I can't upload uh, any of these videos. Like, I was able to upload the first one for some reason, but all the ones since then will not let me upload utilizing this Wi-Fi here in my apartment. So and the office is closed today, so I will actually have to take this to the office tomorrow and upload it for you. Now, I don't know how many videos we're gonna do. Most likely at least one, but possibly maybe two, because I really want to get through the rest of this project, people. I want to finish this audio review that I recorded. You know. Dang, what the heck? You either choose to uphold benevolence or malevolence. There is no in between, okay? There's no in between, people. You are either gonna uphold benevolence, alright? And the way you uphold benevolence is by your actions, by your deeds, okay? This is how you choose the God that you serve. Okay? It's not about what you confess out your mouth. It's not about what you've been coerced into believing. Okay? Thus, you cite yourself out to believe in a lie, in a delusion. Okay? Because when you're saying one thing, people, and you doing another, that null and voids what you say. Don't you realize that? So because it null and voids what you say, your belief is irrelevant. Okay? That cancels out your belief. Alright? It cancels out what you say. It doesn't matter what you want to believe. The truth is the only thing that matters. Eternal truth is the only thing that matters, people. Okay? You can say all day that you love and serve the true and living God. But if you are not operating in benevolent attributes, real love, especially for his servants, those of us who are being obedient to eternal benevolence, and is shown by our actions, regardless of what you want to believe about us or perceive about us. It doesn't matter, because our attributes are actually lining up to the true and living God of eternal benevolence. We actually keep his commandments. We actually do not disobey his commandments. We don't go contrary to benevolent attributes. Therefore, how you treat us definitely matters, regardless of what you want to believe. And regardless of what you say, because you can say that you love me, but when you have no real compassion for me, you do not love me. You don't love me when you are comfortable and complacent with my long suffering and misery. That's superficiality, to claim that you love me. No, sir, no, ma'am, you actually hate me, because you know that I'm in a mortal body, being required to pay my enemies money. But you're so hardened within your heart condition that you want to force me away from my spiritual mission to earn a false god, the false god of money, in order to pay my enemies, those who invaded my ancestral land and just set themselves in authority over me. They done stole my livelihood. They done stole my heritage, my inheritance. They done stole my land. They stole all my resources. And they disenfranchised us as a people. And they imposed their god of money with their economic system. And since I've been born upon this earth, this money has been required from me. So you do not have compassion for me whatsoever when you shut up your bowels of compassion and withhold from me that which you have in abundance with all of your prosperity. You're comfortable upon these and my ancestral land, these holy lands over here in the fourth part of the earth. You're just loving life, while his covenant people being in utter misery, long suffering daily. I can't really tell you how long I've had 67 cents to my name. Yeah, I think it would be since the last time. Let me actually, no, I can't look it up because my phone's on the charger. But it's been a long time, people. Well over a couple of weeks. But I haven't been panicking. You know, I'm a little on edge because I'm over 2 months late paying the rent. And it's going up $1 per day. But I depend upon eternal benevolence, not in God we trust, engraved on the back of that money. That ain't my God. But the world wants to impose their God upon me and scorn me, 'cause I ain't got a heart after their God. I just want back my livelihood. I want my freedom. I want to be happy. And people, I have not been happy in this mortality. And that was what was upon my heart as I began to speak to you today. That, you know, I'm getting on here, doing this spiritual work despite my unhappiness. I'm happy to be doing the will of eternal benevolence and to walk in my spiritual mission. That's not what makes me unhappy. What makes me unhappy, I'm talking about my physical mortal life. Not having what I want and need. All because I refuse to put in my time, energy, and effort and earn their currency in order to pay my enemies. Therefore, I am without many things, even necessities. I'm in much want and need of many things. I'm out of herb. Herb makes me happy, but I don't have any herb. But you know what? What was upon my spirit? That I'm much more happier without my herb, doing this in great misery and suffering in my carnal flesh. You know, I'm much happier doing this than I would be having all the herb that I could smoke, my tobacco, and all the comforts of this world, but instead having to log in to a job to earn money for a living. See, that's That's a torturous nightmare type of lifestyle for me. That's literally a life of torture for me. And though I'm being tortured in my carnal flesh, being forced to go without many things that I want and need, my spirit is free. I'm not a slave to the God of money. I know that I have deliverance coming. I'm stirring up spiritual wealth in the eternal kingdom. And so that means way more to me than being comfortable in my carnal flesh. Hold on, let me deal with my cat. Ty, why are you whining, man? Why are you just in there just whining? Can you stop that? I fed you. I know it's not what you like, but I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money, baby. So, it is what it is. At least you got some food. Okay? You're gonna have to chill out so I can work. Now, so anyway, people, I didn't talk long enough. We're about to get into this audio. Okay, we're continuing from the project that I started on the 11th. Okay, I'm refreshing my screens. I have a lot up here, so we kind of just gonna wing it, people. All right, because I know I have a lot up. One second. So bear with me. Also, let me go ahead and get this out the way. I'm a spiritual warrior, straight spiritual gangster. 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 I am a spiritual warrior. Yes, I am. Always have been. Now, we're going to get into this audio here. We're continuing, people. Let's go. Your time is up for scorning me, acting like it's my fault that I'm in poverty. When you're all upon my ancestral land, looking your nose down at me, refusing to have any kind of compassion for me. Don't you realize this is within the scriptures? Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. It's within the scriptures that you would do this unto his covenant remnant that's being obedient. And it's all while we're testifying as the living witnesses. It is all as it has been foretold, that we will stand up in great boldness and address you nations, address you wicked. Is in the scriptures. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Well, we're here. We've been risen up by eternal benevolence to speak his living word unto you. So all of you that has been evil towards his servants, All of you who shut up your bowels of compassion, stonewalling me. Oh, and let's not get started on the ones that spread lies and rumors about me. Don't you know that eternal benevolence has seen it all? Don't you know he heard it all? And he has seen all my tribulation and long suffering. Been going through it with me. Long suffering, the hardened hearts of society. How could you have no compassion unto me? Is it simply because of the way I speak unto you? Hold on. We gonna get to that. We gotta go over some of this, alright? Yes, we gotta go over some of this. Alright? First of all, people, there comes a point where the warning and the pleading will cease. Okay? Yes, the Father has long suffering. He's long suffering the hardened hearts of you people against his vessels of mercy. Those of us that actually keep his commandments. You treat us like we're worthless. All because we don't care about your false god of money. That is abominable. I serve the true and living God, but you want to persecute me. You want to hate me. You want to scorn me. You want to shut up your bowels of compassion from me, because I don't care about the false god of money. Eternal benevolence did not create money. Money was constructed and created by the wicked. So all of you who refuse to show compassion, kindness, mercy, empathy, generosity with the abundance of your prosperity, you are about to reap catastrophic destruction. Oh, yes, you are. Because you are hand in hand, joined hand in hand with the worst of the heathen. And the only reason that they're on top is because they raped, robbed, murdered, plundered, tortured, destroyed, and took the remnant of the covenant people into perpetual captivity as their prisoners of war. And been forcing us to be their cash cow for centuries. And you are upholding this wickedness. So yes, sir, yes, ma'am. There comes a point where the warning and the pleading will cease. Because we've been showing you all the receipts, proving how this is our ancestral land, proving how we have been treated upon this land, proving that we're the only people that's never been restored as a people. Not even the remnant, the covenant remnant that's being obedient, since we have been resurrected by way of his spirit. You keep casting us off as if we're irrelevant. So those who rejected the messengers of the true and living God of eternal benevolence will not get another chance. This is your final opportunity. But you keep looking down upon me like we don't have to listen to you. You're in poverty. There's a reason that I'm in poverty. No longer can you scorn me for being in poverty. So what? I don't pine after your false god of money. I don't care about your God. Your God is a false god. Your God is not the true and living God. Money is not the true and living God. How many times do I have to say it? So hate me because I don't care about putting in my time, energy, and effort, earning fool's gold. So what? It will help relieve my suffering. But when I have to put my time, energy, and effort earning it, that kind of null and voids that. Because my spirit suffers. It's either one or the other. I give up my spiritual mission and do what the world does, or I suffer in the physical and fulfill my spiritual mission. Why do you keep standing in opposition to my spiritual mission, trying to force me to leave my spiritual mission to focus upon the carnal flesh? That shows that your heart is wicked. I hope that I'm coming across crystal clear. Because this is your final opportunity. It doesn't matter how the hell you want to perceive me. It doesn't matter what the hell you want to believe about me. The only thing that matters is how I live my life. And the fact that I'm being obedient to the leading of the Holy Spirit. Therefore, the ball is in your court, not in mine. Because though I'm suffering, I am going to be delivered by the true and living God of eternal benevolence. While all of the wicked reap the judgment according to their actions. Make America white again? This is indigenous land that all of these arrogant Indo-Europeans have invaded and is squatting upon. While you look your nose down upon the indigenous people, you don't care about all the heinous things that your forefathers have done to us, disenfranchising us, taking away our livelihood, and scorning us while we are down, refusing to assist us, hardening your heart against us. They have reclassified us so that they thought that they would not be accountable. They think they will not be held accountable for all the heinous atrocities that they've done against us in this land and in all the lands in which they have invaded. During the doctrine of discovery and manifested destiny, you think that you don't have to pay for any of this iniquity. You are sadly mistaken. 1 second. Tiger. Stop it. Now, you chill out. I'm going to put you on timeout. Behave yourself. This is how they treated us upon our own ancestral land, people. Tiggy, let me get a drink of water. Now, in these days right now, this is from the Song of Solomon, the Psalms of Solomon, sorry about that, the Psalms of Solomon, okay? Tiggy, stop whining. In these days, we have been exposing their sins, all right? That his judgment might be evident, all right? We're letting you people know what your iniquity is. We're letting you know crystal clearly what your iniquity is. Your iniquity, nations, is the fact that you have had no compassion upon the true holy people, his true covenant people. You have attached yourself and joined yourself to the worst of the heathen who have destroyed his covenant people. You have refused to restore his obedient covenant remnant, whom he's resurrected by way of his spirit. This is your transgression that you are refusing to overturn. For you think that we're supposed to be your prisoners of war indefinitely, until all eternity. This already been going on for centuries. You think that now, after he resurrected us by way of his spirit, and he filled us with his spirit, and he put his word within our spirit, within our heart, and he's causing us to speak unto you? You seriously think that you can just continue this? You think you can continue hardening your heart against the fullness of his gospel? That you don't have to show any real love to his people? That you don't have to show any real compassion unto his people? You ain't got to be kind-hearted to his people? You ain't got to be merciful, empathetic, generous, none of these things unto his people? You can just be shut up in your bowels of compassion. You can just be completely cold-hearted. You can just be hateful and selfish and greedy, arrogant, all of these things upon his covenant land against his covenant people who's being obedient. This what you think? We're letting you know that you're in ignorance. So we have exposed your sins, that his judgment might be evident. You have obliterated our memory from the earth. That connects to Psalms 83, that you will have a confederacy. You will come together, all of these nations coming together to hide the name of Israel, to hide us. And you have replaced us. Let's see when the hell you replaced us. 1 second. See if I can remember the keyword to pull this up right quick. My computer, bro. 1 second. The Psalm that connects right to Psalms 83. But I want to find one thing first. Give me 1 second. I'll find this right quick. Because I want to find out exactly when the hell they did that. Give me 1 second, people. I flow by way of the Spirit. I did not have this up, so I gotta look for it. So forget the okay, so it's not under that. I will find it. To hide the name of Israel. I know it's in here somewhere. Resurrected the name of Israel. When the heck did they do that? 1 second, people. I found it. Okay, so yes, 1948. All right, 1948. That's when they created state of Israel. And notice that they don't call themselves Israelites. They call themselves Israelis. Okay. Now also. They took crafty counsel against his people. This is not coming. They already have done this. Bruh. I am so tired of my computer installing stuff while I'm busy working. That is insane. No wonder my freaking computer is being slow. Like, it's already slow. But they're trying to install stuff right now. Oh, goodness sakes, bro. They always be doing this to me. Come on. It just takes it upon itself to install crap. And I had already, disabled that. But with one of their updates, they took away my ability to disable automatic updates. So, I'm so sick and tired of dictatorship. They just want to take it upon themselves to do whatever the hell they want, regardless of how people feel about it. And I'm sick of it. I am sick of having everything imposed upon me. I actually want KJV. For look, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Go back to my thing here. I can find it. Bruh, my computer is really annoying me. It's really annoying. I'm trying to do this work to the best of my ability. Like, why they would choose right now to start installing crap on my PC is beyond me, bro. But, that's the work of Satan. Literally trying to prevent me from doing this work. Always trying to prevent me from doing what I am instructed and called to do. And I'm tired of it. I am sick and freaking tired of it. Where the heck is it, bro? I just had it up. I pulled it up, and then I went over there. Okay, here. All right. Now, during 1948, the United States and her motherland, Britain, because Britain is the dragon, okay? That is the dragon. Britain is the dragon. London is the dragon. All right? That is the financer, okay? And you got the Vatican, which is the serpent. Okay, that is the false prophet. All right, and the United States is the beast. Okay, so you get all of these coming together in 1948 to ship millions of Caucasians from Europe to what they call the Holy Land. But that ain't the Holy Land. That is a counterfeit land that they all came together and agreed upon to make that the Holy Land, claiming that that was the Most High's land and that it was the Most High's will for European converts to create a Jewish homeland and resurrect the name of Israel. Why would they have to resurrect the name of Israel? Because they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That be us. That be his actual covenant people. That be the indigenous people of all the lands that they colonized. During their doctrine of discovery, their manifested destiny, and they have never rectified it. So they cut us off from being a nation to hide the fact that we were Israel, to hide the fact that we are the Israelites, to stamp out all remembrance of us. Why? So that they could replace us. So that they could replace us. Okay? Resurrect the name of Israel with Caucasians from Europe. When these European converts arrived in what they considered to be the Holy Land, they began the genocide and ethnic cleansing of the dark-skinned people, the so-called black people, you would call them black, okay, that was already occupying the land. Okay, it's not your modern day Palestinians, because they're also pale-skinned people. All right? They did the ethnic genocide on the original people that were occupying the land. Now, there's many documentaries, there's many old videos showing the ancient people of those lands. They are my complexion or darker. They have woolly hair. They are not the people who are being televised today. No, they did great sorcery, genocide, all kinds of heinous atrocities, and hidden things in order to hide us, replacing us with themselves. This ain't changed. They're still doing the same thing today over in that land, but now they're doing it to the modern day Palestinians. European converts to this religion of Judaism brought the principle of white supremacy with them to that land, which remains an accepted part of Israeli society today. Well, it's the same mentality upon these lands and everywhere that's been colonized with the religion of Christianity and or Judaism and or Islam and or Catholicism. No matter what religion, they use it to glorify white supremacy, except for the I would call it the black chapter of the Muslims. Okay, I forget what they call themselves. All right, but other than that, they even portray Elijah Muhammad as light skinned. Okay. It's all about white supremacy. The lighter the better. Even in the Quran, you can find freaking racism against the dark-skinned people. All right? So this principle of white supremacy has been spread throughout all religion. Upon the indigenous people. These religions were forced by the way of the sword. See, we're not we're not forcing anything upon anybody. All we're doing is testifying of the truth. We're the living witnesses whom he resurrected and have instructed to give you his living word by the way of the Spirit. What, you don't think that this is part of his living word? His living word has everything to do with the truth. Why do you think that the truth doesn't matter? You should ask yourself that. Why are you comfortable and complacent with these people who had to resurrect the name of Israel? Because you want to continue to hate true Israel. You want to continue to ignore true Israel. So in these days, good is being called evil and evil is being called good. Because you want to call me evil. You want to call me hateful. You want to call me racist. Because I'm calling you out of your bullshit. I'm telling you what these people have done. But you want to ignore me and keep listening to the worst of the heathen. We get the pictures, we get real photos of these Europeans immigrating over in what they call Palestine and has been known as the State of Israel. Why in the hell would the name of Israel need to be resurrected? We went over it in Psalms 83. Because our enemies made a tumult, and they that clearly hate us and hate our God of eternal benevolence, they lifted up their head against us and our God. And they took crafty counsel against us as a people, as his people, and they have consulted against his hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. They claim we're African Americans. They claim that we're black people, we're black Americans, we're colored, we're Negroes, we're this and that, all these bywords and proverbs. That's cutting us off from being a nation. Stuck between two continents, African American. There ain't no land of black. There ain't no land of African American. But every single nation upon the face of this earth have a land of origin. Except for those who they cut off from being a nation. Oh, but we know now where our land of origin is. And it's the land where all you self-righteous Europeans are residing upon. In all your self-righteous arrogance. They got all their money and their materialistic things, and they think that they don't have to pay for any of these sins of their forefathers or any of their own sins. Their sins of pride, their sins of arrogance, their sins of no compassion, their sins of no mercy, no empathy, no love for the Father's people upon the lands that they are residing upon. Looking their nose down upon his covenant people. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against our God and against us as a people. This is why they have all their secret societies. so that they can discuss with one another how to deal with us. The Negro problem. Why would they call it the Negro problem? Because we were certainly a problem for them because they wanted our land. They wanted this land. So I can't really find much on this in Google, bro. But we were residing upon these lands, and they wanted these lands. Therefore, they had to think of some ingenious scam to disconnect us from these lands. Therefore, they labeled us as African. And they used some of our own people in order to do it. Those who sold out to this satanic ass system, they helped to disconnect us from our ancestral land. So all of this time, for the past 4 years, people, I've been exposing their sins. I've been exposing your sin. All those who, if the shoe fits, wear it. Okay? So you want to hate on me because I'm exposing your iniquity. Our memory has been obliterated from the earth, and you don't want to remember us. Not only do you not want to remember us, but you definitely have not wanted to restore us. And we know this by your fruit. Because you've had centuries to overturn your evil deeds. Yet you've refused to do it all of this time. Here I'm working on a PC that barely wants to do what I need it to do in order to bring this work unto you. I have not had any generosity shown unto me. I have not had any kindness, mercy, nor empathy to assist me in soaring in my spiritual mission. You've all banded together to stonewall me, trying to hold me down, all because I won't worship your false god of money. We have discontinued from our heritage. I'm looking for that. I don't think that was the right one. Let me see. I got so much up, bro. Hold on. Yeah, Jeremiah 17. It is Jeremiah. Okay, I'll just put this up here. My computer is so freaking slow. Right, and yes, it was because of our sin, but we were not to be chastised indefinitely. Okay, it was only for a certain amount of time until the fullness of the times of the Gentiles be come in. And we know the signal for the times of the Gentiles, the fullness thereof to be come in, is when he resurrects us for the final time. You are ignoring the fact that he has resurrected his covenant remnant. Okay? And we will deal with that in just a second. All right? So as you can see here in verse 4, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that was given unto us by the true and living God of eternal benevolence. And we have been serving our enemies in the land which we know not, because they stole our land, and they set themselves in authority over our land, writing their unjust laws and legislations upon these lands. Therefore is not the land that our forefathers knew when we were in control and had authority and sovereignty upon our land. Why do you think it's okay for us to not have sovereignty upon our ancestral land? Why do you think it's okay for us to perpetually be ruled by those who hate us? Yes, we had kindled a fire in eternal benevolence by being disobedient in his covenant land, in which he covenanted with our forefathers. We grieved eternal benevolence, for he was good unto us. Yet we refused to keep his pure covenant. We did great wickedness, shedding much blood in this land. Therefore, yes, we deserved what we got, but not all of this to continue against his covenant remnant. Y'all done already took it overboard. And the Father, he prophesied about that as well. That's been written. That y'all would go over in abundance. Y'all would do way more than he initially allotted for you. And that you would be at ease. The heathen would be at ease, thinking that you don't have to ever pay for any of these evil deeds that you've done to his covenant people. You have forwarded the affliction against his people. But I am going to be blessed because I came back to his covenant. And I put my whole trust and faith in eternal benevolence, not in the false god of money. I got 67 cents unto my name. There's 30 cents on the table. I just discovered that today. There's a quarter and a nickel. So that's still yet about maybe close to $1. Okay? 67 cents plus 30 cents, that's just a tad bit over $1. Alright? That's how much money I have to my name. Alright? I ain't got no other money than that. Therefore, my trust and faith is in eternal benevolence, knowing that he is the one that has the power to overturn the heart condition of one that is willing. Because I'm pretty damn sure that as a whole, not all the prosperous people upon the face of the earth, those that are physically prosperous, I'm pretty damn sure that not all of them hate eternal benevolence. A great majority of them do, yes, but not all. Okay? Yes, the Father has some. There's a portion of some that he is going to be able to utilize for his righteous purpose, to do the right thing with their prosperity. And this is prophecy that will be fulfilled in its season. So I am blessed because I trust in eternal benevolence that has the power to operate in the heart and mentality of the willing and obedient. So my hope is in eternal benevolence, that he will overturn my impoverished circumstances. And it's going to be in much love and compassion and kindness and mercy and empathy, all the attributes of eternal benevolence. Not putting forth my time, energy, and effort, earning fool's gold. 'Cause ain't nothing righteous, ain't nothing benevolent in earning the false god of money. Ain't nothing benevolent that can come out of that other than you use it for benevolent purposes. Those who earned it, but not for the one that's doing the will of eternal benevolence, walking in our spiritual mission. We are not to divide our attention from this to earn the false god of money. No, we have our place. We have our purpose. We have our mission. Our mission is spiritual. There's enough people upon the face of the earth that chose the physical mission that they were given by this government of self-preservation. So they opted to do selfish ambition. Okay? Everyone who earns money is doing it out of selfish ambition. They're not doing it. They're not earning their money for any kind of benevolent purpose. There ain't no benevolent purpose to earn your money. Selfishness is not benevolent. When you're doing it for yourself and your own family, that's not benevolent. You're only caring about yourself. Therefore, that is selfishness, people. Okay? There's no benevolent attributes to earning money for a living. That has nothing to do with benevolent attributes. But what I'm doing, freely giving you his oracles by way of the Spirit, despite my impoverished circumstances, despite my suffering and misery in this physical mortal body, that's benevolence. I'm actually operating in benevolent attributes. But all of you who spent all your time, energy, and effort for selfish ambition, storing up your selfish ambition, storing up all of your wealth and your materialistic things and all your prosperity and your malevolent energy, you are adding to your iniquity by shutting up your bowels of compassion unto me, having no love for me, being selfish unto me, refusing to be generous and kind-hearted and merciful unto me. You're adding to it, people. But I am like a tree planted by the waters, that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but my leaf shall be green. Therefore, I don't have to be fearful. I don't have to watch the way that I'm talking to people when I'm operating in benevolent energy and I'm flowing by way of the Spirit. I ain't got to sweet talk you people, 'cause I ain't here to try to sweet talk you out your money. 'Cause I'm not here for your money. Okay? Plain and simple. I ain't here for your money. I'm here to speak the eternal living word by the way of the Spirit. And you are to show compassion if you truly love the true and living God of eternal benevolence. If you don't love the true and living God of eternal benevolence, then you will have no compassion unto his servant. Okay? It's the world that wants to make everything about money. So you can't impose that mentality and heart condition onto me. So maybe that's why you people been asking yourselves, how the hell he think he can just speak to people like this and they're gonna help him with money? How the hell he think that we're gonna give our money unto him and this how he speak to us? Am I cussing you out, people? Am I calling you out your name? No, I'm not. I'm simply speaking the eternal living word by the way of the Spirit. I'm literally speaking your conscience unto you. And I am bitter truth. I'm sorry that you feel butt hurt. I'm sorry you butt hurt. I'm sorry that I bruise your ego. I'm sorry I make you feel some type of way. I ain't doing it on purpose. I flow by way of the Spirit, and we gonna deal with that in a little bit. So anyway, I ain't gotta be careful in the year of drought. It's famine coming, people. It's famine coming. I've been telling you, I've been warning you people. Alright? Because you cannot be selfish for eternity. You can't keep mistreating people for eternity. You can't keep causing great suffering and misery upon all humanity and all creation for eternity. At some point, you are going to reap what you have been sowing. Therefore, a great famine is coming. And while the wicked is being punished with famine, we're going to be taken care of some kind of way. Because eternal benevolence is going to look out for his portion. He just ain't going to have no compassion or mercy or kindness or empathy. None of these things is he going to show unto the wicked who chose to they chose with their free agency to refuse to show any kind of compassion, kindness. They refuse to show any of his attributes unto his servants. So what the hell make you people think that our God is going to deliver you along with us? I already have this up. Because of your stubbornness and your unrepentant heart, you're storing up great wrath for yourself, people. All right? You're the one that's storing up this wrath for yourself. And you seriously think that the true and living God is going to deliver you out of the consequences that you chose with your free agency? Even while he got us here testifying, he got us here trying to help you people. He got us here exposing your iniquity so that you can have an opportunity to turn from your iniquity and choose to do the right thing. You keep refusing to do it. We already went over that. I'm looking for the other thing that I had up. 1 second. I don't know where the heck it's at, bro. I just had it. Where's that? Alright, here. Alright. Now. So, yeah. He's going to take care of his people. Alright? And I ain't going to cease from yielding fruit. Alright? He's gave me much fruit. Alright? He's gave me much spiritual oracles to share freely. Alright? I have platters over here. Alright? I just ain't got a table prepared for me yet. But he said that he's going to prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. So within the presence of my enemies, he's going to prepare a table for me so that I can set all of these platters and plates that I have in abundance for those who are willing to eat to their fill. All right? Now, let's get back to this. All right? The Most High, our God, is a righteous judge, and he will not be impressed by appearances. All right? It ain't about what you superficially say. It ain't about what you superficially believe. Okay? It ain't about surface level thinking. All right? It ain't about wearing fringes, you self-righteous Hebrew Israelites. All right? It ain't about outward appearances. All right? It's about your heart. It's always been about your heart. It's always been about your mentality. And your actions testify of these things. He let you know straight out. For the Gentiles insulted Jerusalem, trampling us down, dragged down our beauty from the throne of glory. We have put on sackcloth instead of beautiful clothes, a rope around our head instead of a crown. They stripped us from the wreath of glory, which eternal benevolence had put upon us. In dishonor, our beauty was thrown to the ground. You have been confederate with degenerates. They threw our beauty to the ground and have been trampling upon us this entire time. And none of you nations have had any compassion for us. And I sought and implored in the Lord's presence and said, let it be enough, Lord, to allow their heavy hand upon Jerusalem, continuing to allow these Gentiles upon us. For they have ridiculed us, and they have not refrained in their anger and vicious rage. To this day, you hate us vehemently. But for what reason? We have not done anything to you. Y'all have done heinous things to us for generations, even centuries. But yet you have such vicious rage against us. And of course, we know, those of us who are wise, in the sight of eternal benevolence, not according to the wisdom of this world. Oh no. No, we are foolish according to the wisdom of this world. But those of us who are wise in sight of eternal benevolence, we know that we would be finished unless our God censors you. Yes, censors you, nations, and allow you to reap the wrath of your own sins. Because I said that like that, people, because there are some of my people that are foolish. Because they're wise with the wisdom of this world. They think that they need to band together and put their money together and purchase land and create their own sovereign neighborhoods. What is to stop these worst of the heathen from dropping bombs upon you, or flooding you, or doing any other things that they done already done unto us? They done already showed and proved the extremes that they would go to disenfranchise us. Okay? To literally force us to depend upon their God of money. You still using their God in order to purchase land. You're still using man-made mortal weapons to protect yourselves. They're the ones that created them weapons. So how in the hell do you think that you can protect yourselves by depending upon their God and their weapons, their mentality, their way of living? That's foolishness. You need to turn from their way of thinking, their way of living, and come back to eternal benevolence. Because that is the only way that we're going to be delivered from these heathens. That's the only way that we're ever going to be delivered from these worst of the heathen. Okay? So I had to let you know why I said it the way I said it. Okay? You know, the wise of us, we know that we would be finished. See, apparently they don't know this. They don't know that these Gentiles will literally censor them. Okay? They will literally wipe them from the face of the earth. Okay? Obliterate them. Alright? They done already proved it before. Okay? So what in the hell are you Jacobites doing? What, you think that you can do this in your own might? You think you can just take back your sovereignty with your own might? You think you don't have to come back to eternal benevolence to have him deliver you? Didn't he tell you that no man shall save us, not even ourselves? That we ain't gonna be able to get ourselves up out of this captivity? Hold on a second. Give me just a second, because I just got something not too long ago. Bruh, I don't be liking my videos so long, but you know how I flow by way of the spirit, people. We over an hour now, okay? And we didn't even get that far in the audio. But just flow with me, people. You know, my computer's still tripping. You know, like, it's really annoying. Like, oh my God. Now I got a red dot. Like, my computer is trying to force me to update. Oh my God, I really wish this stops, bro. This is so annoying. Data collector and all of this crap is running in the background. This is ridiculous. Bruh. This is insane. It's absolutely insane to keep doing this to me. 1 second, people. Let me close out of all of this crap. So hopefully my computer stopped tripping. Hush. I'm trying to do this work. I'm trying my best to do this work. Oh, goodness sakes. Alright. Let me see if I can find this quickly. 1 second, people. I gotta find it. I gotta find it. Okay. That no one is gonna save us. I think it's from the Zohar. It's from the Zohar. Let me just type in Zohar. Okay, here. Okay. Thank you, Father. Alright. Got that one. And this one. Alright. Let me go ahead and this one up here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, because we dealing with this about how they treated us and all of this that was allowed. Okay, the Holy One, blessed be He will do likewise whenever the congregation of Israel was in exile. All right, when the time came, she returned and came before the king. But in this exile, the Holy One, blessed be He Himself, will hold her hands, raise her, reconcile Himself to her, and bring her to His palace. Come and see. It is indeed so as written, the Virgin of Israel is fallen, and she shall no more rise by herself. Therefore, it's futile for us to put in our time, energy, and effort earning a false god of money. There ain't no way that we can free ourselves from this captivity. All we're doing is being complacent with the false god of money. We're being complacent, being a slave to the false god of money. Okay? Well, I refuse to be a slave to the false god of money. All right? I am free spiritually. I am free mentally. You are not going to force me to shackle and chain my spirit to be on a schedule, putting my time, energy, and effort earning fool's gold. Okay? Time's up for that. I am aware that we will not rise by ourselves. Okay? Therefore it is written, on that day, I, eternal benevolence, will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. Okay? Clearly we have been fallen. We've been on the bottom of this economic system since they imposed it upon our ancestral land. All right? She will no more rise as in other times, but I shall raise her. She will not rise of herself. Get it in all caps. You see this? So quit trying to force me to pine after money. Okay? Because I will not rise by myself. This is why I never prospered when I did earn money for a living. This is why it is written, on that day, I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. I will raise up the tabernacle of David. What is the tabernacle of David? It is the virgin of Israel that is fallen. Now the virgin, what does that mean? That means the one that is pure. That means the one that is being obedient. That is the one that came back to his pure covenant. You keep being evil unto us. You keep withholding from us. You keep withholding compassion and kindness and mercy, empathy, generosity unto us. So we are the virgin of Israel that has been fallen. As in the words, is fallen. It is to the glory of the virgin of Israel and to our praise. It is to our praise that we will no more raise up by ourselves. All praises to the eternal God of eternal benevolence. Yes, all praises to the true and living God of eternal benevolence. That is not going to be by the might of our own hands. It's not by the might of our own hands that we're going to deliver ourselves up out of this captivity. All praises that He gave me this clarity and understanding. That we will no more rise ourselves, but the Holy One, blessed be He, He will raise us. I have learned this at that time. He raised us spiritually and mentally. And here soon, he's going to raise us physically. And it's going to be done by the righteous ams that will take their place in obedience to eternal benevolence. Let's see. The Holy One, blessed be he will proclaim about the congregation of Israel, saying, shake yourself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. I think this connects to Isaiah 52:2. Let's see. And I should have looked at that Amos too. But bro, I'm not trying to go on a whole long thing. I'm trying to wrap it around here, okay? But, I flow by way of the Spirit. And I ain't got no tobacco, hardly, people. I got no herb, Like, but I'm still here doing this work, okay? I could have my tobacco. I could have my herb in abundance if I served a God of money, putting in my time, energy, and effort for the reward of money. Then I will have my reward for my carnal pleasures. Awake, awake, clothe yourself with strength, O Zion. Put on your garments of splendor, O Jerusalem, holy city. For the uncircumcised and unclean will no longer enter you. Okay? Y'all about to be cut off. All right? He only allotted you over here to these lands for a certain amount of time. Okay? We are to shake off the dust, raise up, and sit on our throne. All right? Remove the chains from your neck, O captive daughter of Zion. Okay? Yes. The shackles and chains have been removed from my neck, no longer being a slave to the false god of money, and many people literally despising me for it. Want to punish me for it. How dare you? How dare you no longer earn money for a living? Who do you think you are? I am a child of light, operating in my spiritual mission, given to me by eternal benevolence. So you take it up with the true and living God if you have a problem with me and what he instructed of me. Take it up with my God. For this is what eternal benevolence said. You were sold for nothing, and without money, you will be redeemed. So I don't have to earn money. No, I don't. I ain't gotta earn money in order to be redeemed. Because he has a portion that spent their whole entire life pining after what their hearts desired. Okay? And now they're prosperous. Therefore, it's going to be with generosity. We're going to be redeemed with real love. We're going to be redeemed with real compassion. We're going to be redeemed with real kindness, mercy, empathy. Yes, generosity with their prosperity. It's not about the money. It's about the matters of the heart condition. It's about the mentality. See, we are the ones that drunk the cup of fury at the hands of all you nations that are upon our ancestral land. We drank the dregs. All the way down to the dregs. We've been drinking. I'm still drinking. 'Cause I'm still suffering. in the physical while you go out of your way to shut up your bowels of compassion unto me, having no mercy. Yeah, we drained the goblet to the dregs. And that cup made many of my people stagger. Many of them are hardened in their heart condition. They are corrupted in their mentality. But here's little old me doing a will of eternal benevolence. Yet I am extremely hated by even my own family. Arise, Isaiah 60, verse 1. Shine, for your light has come, and the glory of eternal benevolence rises upon us. He said he's going to build us. We will be rebuilt, O virgin Israel. Yes. We will again take up our tambourines, and will again go out in joyful dancing. See, you nations, you think we're supposed to be chastised indefinitely. No. He said he's going to raise us up. And he raised us up in the spirit. That's why we're standing up in great boldness. This is the time you're living in, nations. Your time is up. Because now we have his spirit and we're being obedient. So now it's time for all of you individual people out of the nations to do the right thing with your prosperity. All right? So now I prove that, people. I prove that. Yes. All right? Shake yourself from the dust, arise and sit down, Jerusalem. All right? Namely, like the one holding his friend's hands, saying, shake yourself and rise. So will the Holy One, blessed be he, hold her and say, shake yourself and arise. Okay? I'm here to do the will of eternal benevolence, and I have been doing it. Okay? The other side is about to be destroyed. Okay? Then after the 7th millennium, the Shekinah will be crowned. We are about to be crowned. Okay? In the land where they say you are not the people. Alright? In the land where they say you are not the people. Where is that at, Father? Romans 9. Oh man, I need to go back to that. Come on, computer. They're so wicked, they have a statue of how they had sicked their dogs upon us. Unarmed, no weapons. This is an indigenous, what they would call Indian boy. Back then they called us Indians. We didn't call ourselves Indians, okay? But that was what they called us when they came upon these lands. Because they were in India Superior, okay? These lands is India Superior. That's what is labeled on ancient maps, India Superior, okay? So because they were upon India Superior, they called us Indians, okay? And they sicked their dogs upon us. This is the quote-unquote law enforcement. To this day, they sick their dogs upon us. They got this as a statue. Why would they erect this statue? To try to keep our people in perpetual fear of what they have wrought upon us in our own ancestral land. But we're not the biblical people. Who has been more persecuted and oppressed and afflicted than so-called black people? Romans 9:26, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, you're African Americans. You're 3/5 of a human being. Your soul is not worthy of being saved in the flesh. In this mortal existence, you can't be saved until you die and go to heaven. If you're a good slave, if you are a good slave, then you can be saved in heaven. But as for now, it's our heaven, and you are our servant. This is how they treated us. They said we were not his people. But here in America, we shall be called the children of the eternal living God. Yeah, the whole world is about to know who we are, because we are going to be established by the true and living God of eternal benevolence upon his covenant land. Over here in America, in the fourth part of the earth, in the real Holy Land. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of his mercy. How is he going to do that? By the small portion. I was going to say the righteous Gentiles, but it's just a small portion. Okay, it's only a few of them. Because there's that scripture that declares it's much easier for a rich man, for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to make it into the coming kingdom. All right, the earth is going to be inherited by the meek. Now, how many do you think how many of these self-righteous Europeans upon these lands operate in meekness? That most of them are puffed up in their pride and their arrogance. That's the opposite of meekness. All right? So it's going to have to be the humbled ones. It's going to have to be the meek ones. They're the ones that's going to inherit the coming kingdom. All right? Along with his covenant remnant. All right? Thus, all Israel being saved. Okay? Yes. You're going to have to humble yourself. All right? So it's only going to be a few. He's gonna make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy. I am one of his vessels of mercy. I have a broken heart and a contrite spirit. My heart ain't hardened. My heart ain't corrupted. My mentality ain't corrupted. I'm not out here doing what I can to get that back by any means necessary. I'm here freely giving you his oracles by the way of the Spirit. But thus far you ain't had no kind of compassionate bone in your body for his servant? Wow! So therefore, eternal benevolence declares that all of this hell that befell us was for the purposes that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had aforetime prepared unto glory, even us whom he has called, not only of the Israelites, but also of the righteous Gentiles, the righteous individual people out of all the Gentile nations and out of all nations. Okay? You have to choose eternal benevolence in order to be his portion. Okay? As he said also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people. Okay? Because at one point in time, they were never his people. All right? But at one point in time, we were his people. But they obliterated our name. And they considered us not a people. They considered us 3/5 of a human being. Okay? So I will call them which were not my people. Okay? This goes both ways. For the homeborn and the foreigner. Okay? It's a dual prophecy. And her beloved, which was not beloved. We have not been beloved by you nations. But we have love and compassion and all of his benevolent attributes within our heart and our mentality. This is our heart condition. So it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto us that we are not his people, there we will be called the children of the living God. Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of the Israel be as the sand of the sea, only a remnant shall be spared, because it is pertaining to our actions and our deeds. There's many of my people who are puffed up in their pride and their arrogance, following after the ways of the worst of the heathen. So you can't look at us as a whole, as a whole nation, like, well, look at them. Look at them as a whole. Majority of them are wicked. You can't look at us like that. Okay? Because there's a small portion. There's a remnant within a remnant. It's only 1/3 of us. Okay? That's a small portion compared to the 2/3. Okay? When you try to sum us up based upon the 2/3, you are in error. Okay, that causes you to overlook his people, who he told you is hidden. We're hidden amongst the many. Okay, therefore you are to judge us based upon the fruit of the Spirit, not based upon the majority of the people that look like us on surface level. They look like us, but they are not us, because they don't serve eternal benevolence. They operate in malevolent attributes. You must cleave unto his remnant within the remnant, those of us operating in benevolent attributes. You must begin to give ear unto those of us operating in benevolent attributes, because we're the ones with the Holy Spirit, and you know us according to the fruit of the Spirit. Okay? So again, Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, is only a small portion, a remnant that's going to be spared. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work, this is a short work. You think you're going to be in the valley of decision for eternity? No, you're not. You're only in a valley of decision during the time of this short work that Yahusha is making upon the earth. And Isaiah said before, except the Lord of Sabaoth had left us a seed. See, he seeded us here for a reason, in order to help you people. The purpose of this seeding was again to create a people of light who would have a higher capacity to think eternally inside of a physical structure, being able to receive higher vibrational frequencies than the majority of humanity. Okay? So he is the one that seated me here, people. Let's get another. Let's get another. Let's see. Is this it? Let's see. No. Hold on. I might have to get the whole thing. Okay, here it is right here. All right. All right. Ignore that arrow because I'm trying to wrap this up. All right. I have been made wise. Let's go down here to verse 16. I have been made wise so as not to fall into the hands of the deceivers. And I myself rejoice because the truth had gone with me. For I was established and lived and was redeemed. And my foundations were laid on account of Yahusha's hand, because he has planted me. For he set the root and watered it. Okay, seeded it, endowed it, and blessed it, and its fruits will be forever. It penetrated deeply and sprang up and spread out, and it was full and was enlarged. And Yahusha alone is glorified in his planting and in his cultivation, in his care and in the blessing of his lips, in the beautiful planting of his right hand, and in the attainment of his planting, and in the understanding of his mind. Okay? I prove that which I speak. Okay? We have been seeded here. Except he left us as a seed, we would have been as Sodom and been made like unto Gomorrah. All right? That's you nations. Okay? That's the majority of people upon the face of the earth. Because there's only a small portion of us that he seeded here. Okay? For a divine spiritual mission. Okay? Now, so we are going to be crowned, all right, after the 7th millennium, the Shekinah, all right, that's us, will be crowned, and the holy spirits of the children of Israel shall be invested with new holy bodies, and they shall be called holy ones. Okay? You will call us the children of the living God. Okay? Now, let me try to get through the rest of this. Okay? Now, so, yes. For they have not done any of this vicious rage and wickedness upon us in zeal, but in emotional passion. Okay? Hopefully they don't take down this video, bro. Hold on. See, last time I showed that, they took down my video. So let me see. Hopefully they don't take it down if I just show this. Alright. Emotional passion. Okay? You just get joy and glee. Alright? From hanging us in trees. Alright? You sent postcards to one another. Alright? Alright? Like when you would lynch us, you would take pictures and you would send postcards. Alright? These were postcards, okay? Token of a great day. Okay? Like, this is how you treated us in our own ancestral land. Okay? This you're all standing around, you know, like you had no mercy whatsoever upon us. Okay? So this was not done in zeal, but emotional passion, to pour out their anger against us in plunder. Okay? So do not delay eternal benevolence to allow them to be repaid upon their heads, to declare dishonorable the arrogance of the dragon. And I did not wait long until eternal benevolence showed me his insolence pierced on the mountains of Egypt. Okay? This is coming, bro. This is coming. Alright? Hold on a second. I'm done with this now. Alright? I will bring that out again later. Okay. This is how you've treated us. Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. Let us oppress the poor righteous men. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. I brung this out in within this series a couple of videos ago, or the last video or so, okay? This is how you've treated us. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, for he is not for our turn. He is clean, contrary to our doings. This is why you love to hate me. This is why you love shutting up your bowels of compassion unto me. Like literally trying to force me, strong arm me, into earning the God of money. Okay? You want to force me into putting my trust and faith in your God. Okay? So, I upbraideth you, all right, with you offending the eternal law, all right, objecting to our infamy, unto your infamy, the transgressings of your education, okay. He professes to have the knowledge of the Most High God. Yes, I do. I have his oracles. It was freely given unto me. It has been gifted unto me, all right. I don't own it, but I do possess it. Okay, because I have accepted it and I have applied it unto my life and I live it. Okay, but I ain't got no monopoly upon it. All right, I don't claim it for myself, like as if I'm the only one that can ever obtain his oracles. All right, but I can tell you how you obtain it. All right, you you can say all damn day that you have the oracles of eternal benevolence. But when you are not operating in the attributes of eternal benevolence, then I know you to be a liar. And eternal benevolence knows you to be a liar. And you know that you are a liar. Okay? You can psych yourself out to believe whatever the hell you want to believe. But only those of us who actually operate in his attributes, living his oracles, have his oracles. You shall know us by our fruit. Okay, you will know them by their fruit. And your fruit is your actions. Okay? So hell yes, I profess to have the knowledge of the true and living God of eternal benevolence. And yes, I call myself a child of eternal benevolence. I am an extension of eternal benevolence. So keep mistreating me, if that is what you choose, with your free agency during your time limit in a valley of decision. I'm at almost 2 hours, people. So, let me go ahead and end this here, and I shall come back and I will pick it back up. I don't know how much more I'm going to do, but I want to make sure that I go over all these scriptures that I have up, okay? I'm probably going to not start up the audio again until tomorrow unless I can get through all that I have up, okay? I must go over everything that I have up and, feel confident within my spirit and in my conscience that I brung you everything that he had me bring up, okay? So I will come back and at least complete that, all right? Shalom.